Good evening, VC. It's Steve Whitty here, producing a new video for you. And I've taken up the challenge of the vinyl tag. I've been watching a few of those videos over the past few days, and I thought, wow, interesting. And I thought, well, if you can't beat them, join them. So, what I'm going to do today is answer the 20 questions that have been set. I hope you find my answers interesting. I've certainly get a great insight out of watching the other vinyl tag videos. So and I've subscribed to a few new channels because of it. So hopefully, some people may feel it's worth subscribing to mine. Not that I'm begging. Don't worry about that. So without further ado, let's go and start with question one. How many records do you own? At the last check, 796 albums and 380 singles. Now they be 7-inch, 12-inch, and I've even got one 10-inch single. What kind of record player do you have? Now, I'm on my second record player. I've only started buying vinyl the last 12 months, so I best show it you. What's the daisy? It is, what I've got here is, you can see it, it's a SoundLab 6056F, and it's got currently just finishing playing Queen's The Works on there. So that's my record player. Got a little record player. I think it's copied like a Technics type belt drive. It's fully manual. It does not. I have to get up and put the needle back in. Take the needle off the record. Not a problem. Could do with the exercise. How old were you when you started collecting records? When I first started buying records, I was 13. Probably about 1979 when I started buying them myself. And like a lot of people, got rid of them. I didn't have that many. I had quite a few. I was more of a cassette guy, to be honest with you, because I just thought it was convenient with the Walkman I had. But yes, I did get rid of them. I remember seeing the program. It was a business program, local television, 1982. The compact disc, and they demonstrated its indestructibility with its sound. They got a vinyl copy of Love Over Gold by Dire Straits, pulled the contents of an ashtray over it, put it on the turntable afterwards, and of course, absolutely ruined. Did the same with a compact disc, wiped it all off, and it played. And I thought to myself, ooh, I'm gonna have to have one of those. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. If I'd have known what was coming up in the future, I'd have been able to predict. I'd be sitting in the Bahamas now with the proceeds of winning the lottery. But hey ho. Question 4: what is the oldest record you own? The oldest record I own, and I picked this up in a charity store. I don't know if you can read this. It's Elvis Presley's Heartbreak Hotel. This version came out in 1956, and it's on the Headmasters Voice label. Elvis is primarily known as an RCA recording artist, but in the UK, the first few releases were not were on Headmasters Voice, which is part now of the EMI. I've seen copies of this on eBay go for silly money. This is a well played record. Yeah, you can tell it's not in the greatest condition. It does play. It sounds crackly, but I actually quite like that. I like the fact that this record has been played to death. Yeah, so that's my oldest record. Question 5. What was the first record you ever got? It's Rupert the Bear by Jackie Lee. It was a theme tune to a children's animated television series, and it was about Rupert the Bear. He's a famous comic book figure published in the Daily Express. Anyone who's from Britain will have known Rupert the Bear. It's very, very twee stories. But the song Rupert the Bear, it was brought for me. I was 5, like an idiot, because I thought when I got into 13, 14 punk, I thought I'd use it as a frisbee, scratch it to death, and whatever. So there are only two records that I would consider to be Grail records. That is one of them, and the other is Keith West's Excerpt from a Teenage Opera, which was a single that came out in 1967. Um, and from what my mum always used to tell me, it was my introduction. I used to sing along to the song. You'd have to know the song to know why. It's got children singing. So I sang along with that, even though it's a song about a dead grocer who had a heart attack and dies. What's the first record? Question 6. What is the first record you got with your own money? I'm pleased to find, now I've brought myself a new copy of this. Now I've started buying vinyl again. Age 13, in Boots in Sutton Carfield, I bought Ian Dury and the Blockheads, Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick. It was a #1 single in 1979 on the Stiff record label. Yeah, it's just a great song. It's one of those, you had spare money at that time, and I just went and brought it. We got an old record player, played it to death, and it just really started from there, buying CDs, buying cassettes, records, listening to music, yes, doing it illegally sometimes, listening to Spotify. That first record when you buy your own at your own money, nothing beats that feeling. It'll always have a special spot for me in my heart, that record. Question 7. What is your favourite coloured vinyl? I don't really do coloured vinyl because I've only got 2 coloured vinyl. One's a Zodiac Mind Warp Prime Mover 12-inch in red vinyl. The other is another record I used to own. It squeezes up the junction, and it's in quite a fetching mauve colour. Matches the cover. Not rare, very common. I wouldn't say pick this up for a couple of quid. The previous single, Call for Cats, was in a nice shade of pink. And the Police singles used to be, I had Message in a Bottle in green. God, I regret getting rid of that. We learn. Question 8. What is your discount? What is a discount album you own? And to answer that, nearly all my records are discounts. It's pretty easier to list what I've brought new, and that's primarily charity shops. But my local record store, it's second hand. It's all second hand. Quite a lot of it from the pound bins. I'm trying to move away from that and just be a bit more picky with the records now. I think a lot of people are having hiatuses of buying records. I think the vinyl guy, he just did a video where he's thinking about having a month off it so he could catch up and listen to his records. And yes, you can end up. I only live in a small flat, and I'm not saying I'm sinking in vinyl, but I've got quite a lot now. Question 9. What is your prized possession? I don't. And that's primarily because most of these are cheap records. If this flat got up on fire, it ain't going to be a record I'm going to save. I've got something my mum made me when I graduated from university, and I graduated university in my 30s. That is going to go out with me. That is irreplaceable. Records can be replaced. Question 10. A record by a female artist. I've seen Joni Mitchell, I've seen Carole King, Tapestry. I thought I'd throw somebody else into the melting pot. I haven't seen her mentioned, and if you have mentioned her, I do apologise. I'll get round to watching your videos. From Birmingham, Joan Armatrading. This is a self-titled album from 1975. Probably famous for having the Love and Affection, her big single. Down to Zero's on here as well. It's just a great singer. Great singer. Dare I say a national treasure? Yeah, I think so. Great record. I think she's got amazing voice, writes great songs. I can't say anything more favourable about her. So we're, as John Bon Jovi would say, we're halfway there. Question 11. A record by your favourite band? That's quite simple. It's Moving Pictures by Rush. And this is one of my new buys. It's probably the second record I brought. One up brought me new the first turntable last year. So yeah, pleased to have that. An impulse buy. I changed my mind on this last minute. And I'm going to show you this. Nickelback. Oh, can you see that? Silver Side Up. Came out 2001. I saw this in a charity shop for a couple of quid. I ummed and ahed about it. And it's in shrink wrap. And I thought, yeah, I'll buy it. You know, a couple of quid. I didn't like How You Remind Me. I know they get a bit of a bad rap, Nickelback. You know, they shed loads of records. You know, nothing wrong in that. You know, everyone's got their own audience. Everyone's got their own taste. So, yeah, I brought it on Discogs, and lo and behold, it's worth 40 quid. It's a Dutch pressing, I have to say. It's a simply vinyl. It's a repress in Dutch, and it's only, lo and behold, the lowest price is 40 quid on Discogs. And it's like, oh, wow! And I got this for a couple of quid. You know, it's not for scratch. Nothing wrong. It's near mint. You know, and sometimes you get these hunches and you just go for it. Gift. I had a couple of records for Christmas. Genesis Wind and Wuthering from my niece, and from my nephew Wayne. He brought me The Mission Children, the second album. Loved this record. Loved the band at the time. I saw them quite a few times in the late 80s. Back together. In fact, they're supporting Alice Cooper. We give you a back of classic rock. They're supporting Alice Cooper with the Tubes in November in the UK. That could be an interesting evening. Because I remember seeing Alice Cooper supported by Alien Sex Fiend, and I think he was lucky not to get himself caught up in the guillotine. But yeah, I'm pleased with that. It was just a great album. Most played album. It's most played album purely since I started buying vinyl again. It's partly because I brought it, but sadly, two reasons to play it again. With the passing of Keith Emerson and Greg Lake at Pictures and Exhibition by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. As live albums go, it's one of the best. Yeah, you don't have to appreciate prog or whatever. You might think they're a bit overblown. Early live recording, that is just absolutely spot on. That crowd atmosphere, just hitting the nail on the head. Next one, question 15, a rarity. That is, I was given this record by Pete and Psychotronic Records, and he asked me if you remember this band. And I do remember a band called Fashion in the early 80s. They got caught in the like synth pop thing and almost broke through, but didn't quite. But this is their first album on a local Birmingham indie record called Fashion Music, and it's on the Product Perfect label. Totally different to what it is. I've never heard the album before, and to be quite honest, I think it might be an old library copy. Looking at this, no cover to it with all the writing on it, but it plays. It's in great nick. It plays. You know, it was grateful for Pete. It's one of those, you know. What I say is, if you go around to your local record store, you get chatting to the guy. You know, you get to know the music. You get sometimes little hints, little things like that. It just makes it. It's just like you feel appreciated by as a customer. Okay, a rainy day record. Question 16. I'm going back to Joan Armatrading and Show Some Emotion. This is her album from 1977, and its title track Show Some Emotion. But it's got Willow on it, and that's just an achingly beautiful song. Oh, beautiful. Can have me in tears. Yeah, rainy day, and I can make it rain in here as well, listening to that. Going on question 17, a feel good record. This record always picks me up. I know it was recorded in after tragic circumstances of the death of Bon Scott, but Back in Black is one great album, and it always does hits the nail on the head for me. Question 18, a nostalgic record. Well, actually, I'm going to cheat here. I've got nostalgic records. I did pick initially just a record that I used to listen to as a youngster, but then when I put down the answer, I then thought nostalgia and what was nostalgic to me. And both my parents are no longer with us, and my thoughts turned to them. For my father, we have Benny Hill and Ernie, the fastest milkman in the West. My dad was a milkman, and even though he was known to everybody as Brian, his full name was Ernest Bryan. Yes, he was Ernie, and he was the fastest milkman in the West. So whenever I hear this, I always think of Dad. He's been gone about 30 years, he's not recently gone, but those memories don't go away. For my mum, she passed away 13 years ago. No, I lied. No, 14 years ago. Time, I won't say flies when you're having fun, but time moves on. She was a big Cliff Richard fan. And this is his 40 Golden Greats. This came out in 1978, I think. This is all these late 50s, late 60s, late 50s, 60s, and 70s points records up to then. She was a huge fan. Saw him in concert, I know, in 1988, and it made a day, that did. And when I listen to Cliff, I always think of my mum. Question 19: a record store day purchase. I don't have any. I'm not too sure whether I want to get involved in this. To go into town, and yes, they're like special editions, but I can't help feeling I'm being a bit ripped off. Maybe if I partake in record store day in the UK, it's normally in April. I know in America it's slightly different. It's about November, usually Black Friday time. It's different in the UK. Funny lot in Britain. We drive on the wrong side of the road for a start. Yeah. Finally, question 20, a recent purchase. Brought this Saturday, Slade Alive. What can I say? Slade, Wolverhampton's finest. Maybe Warsaw's finest. I haven't played it yet. I'm going to hopefully get around playing it before the week's out, before I start purchasing anything else. But I just love Slade, and when I saw this and it was only a quid, I thought, I'm having that. And the vinyl looks great as well. So there you go. That is the vinyl tag from me. I hope you find my answers interesting, and that I'm happy. Leave some comments, please. And if you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button. I'll subscribe back. Out of due courtesy, curiosity. So enjoy the rest of your week. Until next time, take care, VC.